Say it ain't so, say it ain't so. But we got another Karen on today's show. Shout out to News One and shout out to Zach for bringing us this story. Karen arrested after holding black woman delivering newspapers at gunpoint in South Carolina. Now look at this little devil right here that decided to do that devilish deed. Why would you do that, Karen? Why would you hold someone at gunpoint that are just doing their job? Was she trying to even deliver your paper? I don't know, but let's get into the details and find out. Source, Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office. Shout out to them for arresting Karen. Listen, we joke a lot about Karens when it comes to the subject of white people and their abject inability to stop minding black people's business. The humor nearly writes itself, but there's a reason these stories are important to report, however we choose to report and post about them. Karens are dangerous, and that's true. Look at what she's accused of. When taken to an extreme, the racist and invasive actions of Karens and their deliberate male counterparts, which involve deciding a black person or persons don't belong in a certain area and policing them accordingly, put black people in danger. The potentially puts us in life-threatening danger when they call 911 on us for simply existing while black. And even more so when they arm themselves to take non-existent matters into their own hands. That's how Ahmaud Arbery ended up murdered. May he rest in peace. It's why Trayvon Martin is dead. It's why FedEx worker DeMontario Gibson was shot at by white men while trying his best to mind the business that literally pays him. And this is so true. Speaking of Gibson, a similar case to his has come out of Spartanburg County, South Carolina, where a white woman was taken into custody by the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office last week after she followed a black newspaper delivery worker and held her at gunpoint. Man. According to deputies, when they arrived at the scene, the victim told them she was delivering newspapers around the town of Rock Springs neighborhood when she noticed a driver, later identified as Mary Holmes, staring at her. The victim reported that she continued to deliver newspapers and eventually left the neighborhood, where Holmes pulled up next to her. The victim told deputies that she asked Holmes if she could help her, and the driver responded, "No, you can't." The victim told deputies that Holmes continued to follow her into the next neighborhood she went in, so she turned around where Holmes confronted her and pulled out a gun. But the magazine fell out of it, the victim said. She then left the area and contacted law enforcement. Deputies stated that as they were talking with the victim, Holmes' boyfriend called 911 and reported that she had been following someone she believed was stalking the neighborhood. Deputies met with Holmes, and she stated that she was terrified after seeing a vehicle driving through her neighborhood that didn't belong there. She added that someone had broken into a neighbor's home a month ago, so she was scared it would happen to her. Holmes said she pulled out the gun in fear for her life, but admitted she was in the wrong for continuing to follow the vehicle. Now you hear this lying devil that's trying to justify her actions. Now, if you are afraid of your life, what do? You stay inside your house with your gun. That way, if somebody do try to break inside your house, guess what? You can protect yourself and your family. But obviously, Karen didn't do that. Karen decided to take measures into her own hand. Right? Mary Holmes told cops she was frightened and followed the victim around because the neighborhood recently had break-ins. And you know what's so funny about this? And I've never been a racist, but it's these same people that look like you that stole the whole country, that enslaved people. So if anybody should be afraid, it should be afraid of people that look like you, that used to hang people, that used to burn people, that used to tar and feather people, that called people niggers, that invented segregation, that stole Mexico. I mean, it's amazing how all of a sudden, after all the dirt that people like you have done, y'all are supposedly are the ones that are afraid. It's people that look just like you that ransacked the Capitol on January the 6th. People that look just like you, and killed law enforcement officers and sprayed them with bear spray and broke windows in the Capitol and tried to break in and hold and take Congress members captive. People that look just like you, but all of a sudden y'all are afraid. Man, I tell you, you can't even make this up. So, just to recap, Holmes was terrified that a black woman who was delivering newspapers was actually stalking the neighborhood. So she decided to grab a gun and follow the delivery person around from neighborhood to neighborhood, which means the extreme Karen went very far out of her way to put herself in a position to fear for her life. Perfectly said, Zach. Or am I just spitballing here? Maybe she's just another violent racist who knows white women's tears are perfect for hiding the fact that Karens in these situations are the only true danger. It's also interesting how these incidents always conveniently include a prior burglary or string of burglaries that supposedly justify black people being racially profiled and policed. It's as if every predominantly white area suddenly becomes a neighborhood in Home Alone once a black person walks into it. Holmes would have us believe she went full George Zimmerman, minus the race and killing for which Trayvon received no justice because a single neighbor allegedly had their car broken into. But she was also terrified once the person she was stalking confronted her, and then suddenly she became an American citizen with the God-given right to bear arms and protect herself. Against the non-assailant, she traveled miles away from her home to stalk. So yeah, we might joke about Karens, but what they do is no joke. Wow, and that is so true. What these deadly Karens do is no joke whatsoever. They are a danger to people of color, and you have to be careful because they're lunatics. They're mentally disturbed. They're mentally off balance. And you're so stuck on thinking you have the right to do whatever you want to. And you know what? Just as a side note, remember, they used to have a right to do what they want to. They used to be able to hang us. They used to be able to kill us. They used to be able to enslave us, and nothing would happen when they used to be able to do all those things. They used to make us be able to sit at the back of the bus. They used to be able to make us drink out of colored water fountains. They used to be able to call us niggers and coons and anything they wanted to do. Actually, they used to be able to do whatever they wanted to us. They used to be able to rape our women, enslave us, enslave our children, sell us, sell our children, beat us with whips, put yokes of irons around our necks, chains on our feet, shackle us down, iron mask on our face. They used to be able to do whatever they want to with us. So the question is this what these Karens miss? Is this what these Kens miss? Their good old days when you were able to dehumanize people and steal countries? Is that what y'all miss? Drop your comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to click on that notification bell, and I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Stay safe and shalom.